All right, picture this. You're sitting at home, life is going all right, and then, boom, you find out you're in a multi-generational family saga where every woman in your family has a bit of a rebel streak. That's the vibe I got diving into Harmattan Reign by Ayesha Harruna Attah, a book that tosses us into 3 generations of women, each one running headlong against tradition, expectations, and a whole lot of life's curveballs. So let's get into it. First up, we've got Lizzie-Achiaa, our pioneer rebel and grandmother in this story. She's part of Ghanaian society in the 1950s, a time when expectations were, let's just say, a little more set in stone. Like, if you're a woman, you're expected to marry the guy picked out for you, settle down, and definitely not question it. But Lizzie-Achiaa, she looks at that life plan and says, nah, I'm good. Instead, she runs away from home to escape a forced marriage. Now, I don't know about you, but this is the kind of fight, the power energy I think a lot of us can get behind. So there she is, a young woman on the run, breaking the rules. But she's not just rebelling for the sake of rebelling. She's carving out her own path in a world that wasn't exactly set up for her to do that. Lizzie-Achiaa is stubborn, smart, but kind of quiet, which can make you want to shake her now and then and say, girl, go get what you want. Still, it's clear she's paving the way for something bigger. Now, we fast forward a generation to Lizzie-Achiaa's daughter, Akua, and I have to admit, Akua was my favorite. Imagine being a teenager in the 1970s, dreaming big dreams in a time where society's still clinging to the old ways, but starting to crack open to new ideas. Akua's got her heart set on being an artist, and guess what her mom thinks? Yeah, how about being a doctor instead? The classic argument. Art? Do you mean you want to be a doctor? But Akua's not backing down. Stubborn to a fault, she keeps her creative fire alive, even though she ends up working a pretty boring office job for a while. Don't we all know that feeling, right? The I'll just do this for now job that slowly takes over life. But Akua stays true to her art dream, and in the end, she comes full circle, using her life experiences to fuel her artwork. And honestly, watching her journey is like that rare payoff we all hope for, the dream deferred but never forgotten. And if you're an artist yourself, Akua's story will get you right in the feels. Finally, we get to the 3rd generation, Akua's daughter Sugri. Now, Sugri, she's got her own flavor of rebellion. She's young, she's in college, and she's making some interesting choices, let's say. The kind of choices that make you think, okay, where's the fire extinguisher? Because everything Sugri does feels just a little hot-headed. One minute, Sugri's charging ahead without thinking things through, and you're like, whoa, slow down. But maybe that's the beauty of her character. She's bold, a bit impulsive, and she's not afraid to throw herself headfirst into things. Even if, it sometimes ends with her face planting. It's like she inherited her grandmother's rebellious spirit but multiplied it by 10. So here it is, Harmattan Reign. Attah has created these 3 women who, despite the gaps in time and personality, all have this defiant fire inside them. I mean, they're all pushing back, whether it's against marriage expectations, career norms, or just plain old society telling them what to do. The book's got that rebellious edge, but it's also a story that goes deep into Ghana's history and culture. Now let's talk about that backdrop. This isn't just a family drama. It's steeped in Ghana's shifting political landscape too. You get these glimpses of Ghana's history as these women live through different eras, from the optimism of independence to the political tensions of the later decades. It's like Attah's showing us how history doesn't just happen in textbooks. It lives in families, in the choices and compromises people make every day. And what I found really cool, the influence of Ayesha, who you might know from The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born. He actually mentored Attah, and his touch is all over this. The gritty reality, the honest portrayal of post-colonial challenges, it's got that same kind of raw energy that makes you look at society a little differently. It's like Attah's version of holding up a mirror, but this time it's focused on Ghanaian women and how they navigate a world that's constantly changing. Now, a little bit about Ayesha Harruna Attah herself. She's Ghanaian-born, went to Mount Holyoke College and Columbia University, and she's quickly becoming one of my favorite authors. Here's a little mystery though. She doesn't mention our shared high school in Ghana in her bios. Every time I read her about me, it's just Mount Holyoke this, Columbia that. And I'm like, come on, you went to our school. But hey, maybe that's what makes her relatable. Maybe she's like, that's not the legacy I want to bring up. And honestly, same. Harmattan Rain is one of those books that makes you think about family, history, and what it means to live for yourself. You've got 3 women in 3 different worlds, but all bound by a streak of independence. And for anyone who's ever felt like they had to fight for their own path, or who's been told, no, you shouldn't do that, this book will resonate. So if you're in the mood for a story that's as rich in culture as it is in character, grab a copy of Harmattan Rain. Attah's writing feels like a conversation, a really honest one with all the bumps and bruises intact. And as someone who just finished reading it, I can say this. It's the kind of book that leaves you thinking about your own roots, dreams, and maybe even those rebellious sparks in your own family. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment if you've read Harmattan Rain or if you've got a favorite multi-generational saga you think I should read next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep that rebel spirit alive. See you next time.